App, inte pappas. Pappa leker med Alfons. Med Alfons. Leker med Alfons. Duktig du är på att spela! Ja, duktig du är på att spela! I'm currently on parental leave like 50%, so I only work for 2 to 3 days every week, and that's not enough time. To all of you that have kids, you probably know this feeling. Alexander, kom nu! Kom! Då säger pappa hej då. Då går pappa. Ska Alexander följa med? Can you turn on the lights?
Sure. Turning 18 lights on.
Hey killen! What do you think about Dad's studio? Is it good? Can you see YouTube? So I thought that Alex should help us decide between a couple of lenses that I think is essentials. So which one do you think is the best of these three? Den, and Den. Den. Okay. This is the best one according to Alex. Nay, Den. Okay, yeah, this is...
Daddy.
Yeah, we're gonna put this back.
No.
Yes. Now I know. That's a secret. Vad är det killen? Alex, we're gonna have to check that in an upcoming video. Is that okay? I really should get back into doing the podcast again. I don't know, what do you guys think? Like podcast time, I really enjoy it. And Tom, if you're watching this, best time ever when we're doing the podcast, but it's kind of hard to find time. 50% parental leave with Alexander, that gives me like 2 to 3 days every week to work. And since Tom is basically like 9 hours behind me, his morning is my afternoon, his afternoon is when I'm asleep. Hopefully we're gonna get back to that because I know that there's a lot of you that have been asking if we can. So stay tuned because there is more coming. Sony lenses. It's been a while since we did one of these videos, but I thought I should talk about my top 3 favorite Sony lenses for 2020 because I have a new favorite. Oh. Some of you probably will be able to guess the lenses that I'm going to talk about, but some of you are new to the channel, and if you're watching me for the first time, then I would appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up when you're done watching it, because hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I would love to see you in the next video. But let's talk about some lenses. So the first lens, and my favorite lens, is the Sony 24mm G Master lens f1.4. This lens is by far the lens that I've used the most for the last 1.5 years. I bought this in the spring or summer of 2019, and what I like the most about it is the look that it gives your videos. I shot the poker B-roll with this, the hacker B-roll, the blacksmith B-roll, the woodworker B-roll. Almost all the B-rolls that I've shot is shot with this lens. And some of the key features that I really like about it is, one, it has 1.4 aperture, and being able to get that creamy background when you're shooting with a wide angle lens is something that I think is so good to have. Not only is it good to have a 1.4 aperture and a wide angle lens, but it's also sharp as hell all the way through. So it doesn't really matter if you're shooting at 1.4 or if you're shooting at f8, it's still gonna be a tack sharp lens in your kit for whatever kind of situation that you're gonna put it through. Even though it's a 1.4 aperture, I gotta say it's very small considering it's wide angle lens, because wide angle lenses tend to be kind of big and clunky, but this is, I don't know, it's like a small cup of coffee that you can or it's gonna fit right in your camera bag and not be too heavy in your camera. It's gonna feel well balanced. And you also have a 67mm filter thread, which is kind of a standard. And it also has a weather sealing here in the back that is crucial for almost any lens nowadays, I think. And honestly, I don't really know why camera companies bother to make lenses without weather sealing, because putting a rubber gasket here in the back shouldn't cost them that much. And it's a given when you pay the insane amount of money that you do for a lens like this. The only downside that I've found with this lens so far is actually the focus ring and the focusing mechanism in the lens, because it's a focus by wire, so you can't use this lens and do focus pulling with an external thing, because you're gonna have a delay. And it's also like the faster you turn it, the more it like focuses and defocuses, so you don't have like that good of a control on how you control the focus. So when you're doing a lot of video, that is a downside, but overall, I'm gonna give this like 9 out of 10. It's almost the perfect lens. Next up is the Zeiss Batis 85mm lens that I've been using for, I think it's 2.5 years now. I've been going back and forth about this lens a whole lot, but I always come back to the conclusion that it's one of my favorites. And the reason for it is because it gives your videos and photos some really nice characteristic. It doesn't have to be the Batis 85mm, it can be a regular 85mm with 1.8 aperture, but you can get some nice compressed shots and your portraits is gonna stick out, and it gives you a great way to capture motions in your shot with a 85mm. And what I personally like the most with this lens is how incredibly sharp it is and how good the autofocus is in this lens, especially when you pair it up with the A7S III. When we were shooting Rivals 2, I'm gonna post a card right here so you can head over there, see it, and then get back to this very point in the video. We used this lens a whole lot because it simply looked so good, like super creamy background, really good autofocus, and detailed shots of capturing emotions. And it also has incredibly good looking bokeh, in my opinion. I know that this is a personal preference, but I like it a whole lot. And this lens also has a weather sealing gasket here in the back, which is great because then you can take it out when it's bad weather, go out and shoot, and like, oh, especially now here in Sweden that is like raining all the time. That is a must. And this lens also has the 67mm filter thread, so it basically goes hand in hand. If you're using the 24mm and the 85mm, you can use the same filter on both lenses. The last lens that I want to talk about is actually a new lens, and that is the Sigma 100 to 400mm lens that I recently bought like a couple of weeks ago, but I've been using it a whole lot. And if you've been here on the channel for a long time, then you probably know that I've been using the 70 to 200 f4 lens for a while, but I ultimately sold that because I wanted to have something that was a little bit longer. And that is where this comes in. It's basically the same size, but when you turn the zoom ring, it's like, but it basically has the same kind of features that the 70-200 has, like OSS, customizable button right here, and AF/MF switch. And this mount is actually optimized for mirrorless cameras, so it's not the old Sigma lens mount. And the autofocus works good. Wouldn't say that is on par with Sony lenses, but it's almost up there. I do think that the build quality is good, and I do think it feels sturdy because you have that metal piece, or like magnesium here in this piece, and then you move it over to plastic, but it still feels like a premium lens. Downside though is that you don't get the like lens, what do you call that? Like lens, or the thing that's usually here that you can attach to the tripod, so you don't have to bear all the weight on the camera. That is something that I think should have been included in the package, not something that you have to buy separately. When we were shooting Rivals, we used this lens for a whole lot of the detailed shots when we were out in the forest, and even though we had to crank up the ISO to like 40,000 and some of the shots that we did with this lens, it still came out very good. So depending on the camera that you have, this lens can work in a lot of different situations. It's small, it's compact, and it's a lens that you carry with you if you go out to shoot. I also want to talk about a bonus lens, and that is going to be the Tamron 2875 that I don't have with me at this moment, but is worth mentioning that lens because it has served me well. I used that for almost all my shots when I was working as a freelancer and doing like event films and those kind of videos. I think that it's probably one of the best lenses that you can get for the price that you pay. And there you go. These three lenses are the ones that I use the most in 2020 and that are currently my favorite. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. It's kind of a different video, but if you would like more of these kind of videos, do drop a comment down below, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, because if we can get this video to, I'm gonna say 5,000 likes, then we're gonna make a Rivals 3 that's gonna come in with a bang. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Peter saying thank you from Sweden, and hope you like my streamlined new look, because you're gonna see it more often. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye. Hej då.